Hello, photographers. Today we are comparing the Fong Lightshpere, the Rogue Flashbender XL, the Fstoppers Flashdisc, and what amounts to a rip-off of the Fstopper Flashdisc that is bigger. And these are all flash modifiers designed to be used on your camera in order to help you modify your light to soften it up and to help eliminate shadows behind your subject. Now, first, let's just quickly go over the price. The Fong Lightshpere that I have here is $60. It's made out of malleable plastic here. It's very thick, and then you have this top dome thing that comes on and off. And after that, you have the Fstoppers Flashdisc, which costs $50. This is actually a knockoff version of the Fstoppers Flashdisc that I got for $12.50. And the reason I got this one is because when I tried to order, the Fstoppers Flashdisc was out of stock. This is a Neewer, I don't even know what they call it, but it is a $20, as I said, bigger version of the flash disc. This is 12 inches in diameter. This is 16 inches in diameter. And then we have here the Rogue Flashbender XL, which is a $100 product. So the first thing is, let's talk about how they affix to your flash. And we'll start with the Fong Lightshpere. It is my least favorite for affixing to the flash for two reasons. Number one, when you're working with it, this thing is constantly popping off. Now, if you put it on without that, it helps. The second problem is this opening here is smallish and it doesn't fit very easily over your flash. You've got to pull it and force it over the flash head, and it's tight, and you kind of got to really force it on there, and then it pops off as you're trying to put it on. Once you get it on, you put it through here, and then you pull it tight. Once you have it on, it's on, and that's good. But the other problem I encountered with this is with this dome thing, even while shooting, if you bump it the wrong way or if you move too quickly, it sometimes pops off. So after that, putting on the Fstoppers Flashdisc is a pretty easy affair. Inside of here, you have an elastic band, and it's fairly easy to put on because once you get that elastic slid on there, it holds nicely. It looks a little floppy, but it's on there very securely. After that, we have the Neewer Flashdisc, which affixes similarly to the Fstoppers Flashdisc, but it also has this extra elastic band and this extra Velcro here. And there's a reason for that, because the elastic band inside of here is not as big or as strong as the Flashdisc. Once you get it on there, it's quite floppy. Adding the Velcro helps secure it. So you wrap the Velcro around your flash like so. I can now attach the Velcro pieces. The side ones always like pull up inside, and there it is. But like I say, once it's on, it's pretty good and it holds pretty solid. But because it is bigger, it is significantly floppier. And running around, that's gonna create some tension on your hot shoe. And long term, that could actually be a problem and cause damage to your camera. The last one is the Rogue Flashbender. This one goes on fairly easily, but to me it is the least secure, and it's also the ugliest, to be perfectly honest. So you've got this band that just wraps around the flash head. You have this tab, so you gotta hold it there. You use the Velcro and you pull it tight. Like, it holds pretty securely, but it is also quite heavy, and that allows it to slide down, which is problematic because there's nothing really holding it in place. And number two, that weight, again, like with the Neewer, is going to create stress on your hot shoe. Now, in terms of how well they work, they are honestly all pretty similar in their effectiveness. The least effective was the Fong Lightshpere, but that's not saying that this is not effective. And I have to be honest, I've been dismissive of the Lightsphere in the past, but I was surprised at how good a job it does do. So let me show you what I mean. Here's a side-by-side comparison of a shot with the flash on the camera pointed directly at me, and then one with the flash on the camera pointed directly at me with the Fong Lightshpere on it. And you can see it definitely helps eliminate the shadows in the shot behind me on the backdrop. It is not perfect. You can still see some shadow there, but it definitely helps eliminate it. The next one I tested after that was the Fstoppers Flashdisc, and if I was going to buy one, I would probably buy this. And when I say buy, I would probably buy the knockoff version that I have here, because for $12.50 it's great. No offense, Fstoppers, but I mean, it doesn't need to cost $50. So this one was quite effective. And what you're looking at here is a sample of the Fong Lightshpere and the Fstoppers Flashdisc. So you can see the Fstoppers Flashdisc is better at eliminating the shadows behind you than the Lightsphere is. Next, I tested the Neewer bigger flash disc, and the difference between the Neewer and the Fstoppers disc was so minimal in terms of the difference in light quality, which you can see right here, that I don't think the extra size of the Neewer justifies itself, because it's bigger, it's more weight on your flash, and it's floppier. Finally, the Rogue Flashbender. And just as with the Neewer flash disc, you do have a bigger diffusion surface, but I didn't see enough benefit from that diffusion surface to justify the cost, this being $100, and that extra weight and stress that you would get on your hot shoe with your flash. Now, those were for headshots. All of these are going to be much better when it comes to working closer to your subject, because as you move away from your subject with a light, the light source gets smaller relative to the subject. And let me show you what I mean. Here's a series of photos, all taken with these different modifiers, and all of them show you some degree of shadow behind me because I was farther away from the camera. But when we switch to not as close as the headshot, but not as far away as the full length, these shots, you get better results. Looking at all of them, the conclusion I came to was that the Fstoppers Flashdisc, or like I said, this actual knockoff version, which costs $12.50, was the best price and light quality option available. If you want something super compact, you could get the Fong Lightshpere because it is significantly smaller than the flash disc. But honestly, this is so light and it works so well that I would get this above all of these other options. Now, this is just my recommendation, so I'd love to know if you use any of these different modifiers, and if you do, which one you like the best. And if you have any questions about light modifiers, about flash, or about photography in general, let me know down in the comments. And then do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you really like this video, please share it with your friends. But the most important thing you need to do is get out there, take some damn photos. I'll see you on the live show. It also is quite heavy. I just banged my microphone. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I know how scary and intimidating flash photography could be. In fact, when I got my very first flash years ago, I was so scared of the thing that I actually didn't open it and use it for 6 months after buying it. It was crazy. But flash photography isn't actually that difficult. You just need to understand how it works and how to use it to make your photos look the way you want it to look. And if you want to learn how to do that and take your photography to a whole new level, just go visit this link right here.